Hello everyone.
Jatin.
Hi Abu. Hi Sonika. Hello everyone.
Hello.
So we are going live in 3, 2, 1. Jaspreet, all the best.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Jaspreet Kaur Bodraj, an author, an educator, an orator, and the founder of Orators Squad, which believes in the CDE model, that is convey, deliver, and express. All of you, I want to heartily welcome each one of you to the 61st reading session of this beautiful club. J.K. Rowling has rightly quoted, I do believe something very magical can happen if somebody starts reading. I must say, there is no friend as loyal as a book. Do you want to live for 1,000 years? If yes, then start reading. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. Not only this, reading books can positively affect your lives. It can strengthen your brain, increase empathy, build your vocabulary, reduce stress, aid learning, alleviate depression, lengthen lifespan, and the list goes on and on. It can also develop your brain and give you the ability to understand life in a much better fashion. Besides, there is a lot of room for grammar and language development. When you read a lot, you learn new words all the time. So congratulations to each one of you for being avid readers here. So may we have a big round of applause for all of us. So before I begin with, let me tell you the flow of today's meeting. We have a sequential pattern. To begin with, we'll have a keynote speech by Chitra Padmana. Then we'll have a book review by Nisha Mahanta. And then finally, we'll be having the audience participation round. Let me introduce them to you. Nisha, the book reviewer for today, is an anthropologist by education and a homemaker by profession. She is also a trained public speaking coach and a storyteller. A few short stories of hers have been published in local dailies and weeklies. She has also published 2 children's storybooks named Adventures of Jharna and Masti, Saving the Jungle, and Adventures of Jharna and Masti, Maya and Her Limb. She conducts public speaking sessions for adults as well as kids, and also does storytelling workshops for the kids. She also has her own blog. And let's see which book is she going to review today. And I'm sure we are going to have a lot of learning from her. Now, let's move on to our next role player for the day. As we know, there is one thing which is more valuable than money. So can you guess what is that one thing I'm talking about? Something that is more valuable than money. You can mute yourselves and answer. Okay, I can see in the chat box, it's time. Yes, it's time. So Miles Davis has rightly quoted, time isn't the main thing, it is the only thing. So let's welcome with a round of applause our timer for the day, Sonika. Sonika is a hardworking and dedicated person, currently serving the South Delhi Toastmasters Club as the president. Now let me introduce you to our keynote speaker for the day, Chitra Padmana. Chitra is an author of the best-selling books, Slaying the Blues, the recently released novel, Linger, When You Are Gone, as well as co-author of several anthologies. She is a scientist, a trained classical dancer, and has won over 40 awards at the state and national level for her varied literary activities such as writing and directing plays, storytelling, essay writing, and debates. 2 gold medals, 5 research fellowships, and 13 acclaimed research publications later. She continues to write whenever opportunities present themselves. Recently, she was featured by reputed online magazines platforms, and communities like the Indian periodical, Women's Web, Rightfluence, and New Indians Authors Club. She has started an initiative called Hues and Quills that aims to unite art and writing for the benefit of the society. Her vision is to donate profits from the sale of all her books under this great initiative to organizations working with her towards mental health, upliftment of the marginalized sections, and women health issues. So without much ado, let us welcome her with a big, big round of applause. Please mute yourselves and so that we can hear the claps. The stage is all yours, Chitra.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jaspreet. Okay, guys, so today's session is going to be very interesting because I'm going to be talking about something which is very relatable, and it might seem quite mundane and it might seem that we already know a lot about it, but I think we are all going to learn something new today. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. Can you all see my screen here?
Yes.
You can see the complete screen, right? Can
Yes.
you all see? Okay, yeah. So the theme of today's session is slaying the blues. Okay, so this deals with quick hacks to elevate your mood the easy way. Now, we have all heard a lot about this concept in a variety of ways. We have read self-help books, we've heard it from our parents, how to get over difficult days. But how did I come by this concept? Okay, so this is me during my postdoc phase, and I had just finished my PhD, and the entire introduction that Jaspreet read is true, but it also meant that at one particular stage of my life, I was pushed beyond limits. I was working, hectic schedules. I had demanding, sadistic bosses. There were too many variables in my life. So all I could do was put on a fake smile, make compromises, and go on through the day. But I was not feeling good about myself. So I was successful, but I was also behaving like a zombie because I couldn't connect to myself. Let me share a very funny incident. So one day, a mouse sort of entered my room, and because I'm very scared, I sort of started jumping on my bed. Okay, mouse, mouse. So my father came in and he was like, "You've done so much in life and you're scared of a small mouse." And my mind didn't work. And I said that, what have I done in life? And then he looks at me and gives a statement that, "Do you really not remember what you have done in life? Are you so blanked out?" And then I really realized that like the 15 years of my life, the past 15 years of my life had suddenly flashed me by, and I could remember nothing about it. Not one achievement, nothing. And then I started feeling that there was complete darkness all around, and somehow I had irresolvable conflicts, and there was a feeling of alienation. I couldn't connect to people. My equation with my friends was going down. And so there was this one shining thought in the darkness, that I would have to survive through this. I would have to get through my difficult days. Okay. And that's when this entire concept came, that somehow I need to help out myself and maybe spread the message around. So I employed some easy hacks. Okay, now what are the blues? Now the blues are not something that we have cooked up inside our minds. Okay, it is not us asking for attention unnecessarily. It is not us being hysterical, or not our pretense to be lazy. The blues are real and the blues are ugly. Okay, so we sort of build up a lot in our heads about exciting events, an anniversary or a date or some birthday or a promotion, and if all goes well, there's this sugar crush. Okay, there's this moment of euphoria, and we immediately become happy. Okay, everything went well, and then it's like we're empty again, and then we want to know what next. Okay, what next? And if something doesn't go well, we sort of become paralyzed, we mope around, we shut people out and start the blame game, like, okay, that person did not support me, or I failed to do this, I'm so lazy. So there's a lot of, and then we sort of condemn ourselves to an entire cycle of frustration, of disappointment, of anxiety. We start having panic attacks. Okay. And in the world of social media, we have FOMO, the fear of missing out. Oh, that person is having such a good life, vacationing with family and friends, and look at me, I'm stuck at work. Okay. So when we have these blues, what do we do? And what do we exactly strive for? What we should strive for, because we know that we are braver, we are smarter, and we are stronger than we actually think ourselves to be. So what we should strive for is adding value to lives. And adding value does not mean a well-decorated CV or some huge events going on for us. It's the simple acts which can lead to healthier and happier lives, both ourselves and people around us. Something that can make us feel a deep sense of achievement, satisfaction, even if it's not related, not very tangible benefits professionally, then, or for the sake of validation of others, so that others can appreciate, oh, you've done a great job. No, it's something that you can feel from within, that is value. So the first step is to stop the blame game. Okay, stop blaming others, stop blaming yourself. Okay, and each day, let's start thinking, what can I do to make this day go right for me? So I have divided all these hacks into several threads that we'll be discussing one by one. The first hack thread is getting in touch with yourself. Okay. So the first hack here is listen to yourself. And I do not mean it very metaphorically or spiritually or mystically. It's literally listening to yourself. Start making voice notes. Okay, if you want to rant, put on your voice recorder and rant. What is bothering you? Rant and vent for as long as you can, and then switch it off. Proceed with your work. Don't listen to it immediately. Take a week or two, then go back to it and play it. Maybe you will see the humorous side of the situation. You were so irritated about this that week, and now it doesn't make a difference. Or then you think about, have you moved on from that situation? Or have you found a solution to it? If you have, record the solution to that. Okay. And then you know that I vented out, I ranted, I have found a solution. I am going to think about what to be done next. So you move on that way. Okay. So this hack is very useful. I've tried it out myself, listening to yourself. Mini recharge packs. So we sort of see people, vacationing, and we feel that, okay, we are not taking holidays. But it is also important to schedule some me time, some alone time, or some time with family and friends where you can take some time out of your schedule. If there's a weekend, okay, maybe a 3-4 hour journey to some nearby heritage site, a beach, a resort, anything that's, maybe you have seen it earlier, but sightseeing in the nearest resort that you can find, the nearest beach that you can find, anything worth seeing in your own city or the just nearby city. You can take a drive. Okay, you can take some time out of your schedule to go there. I took a recharge pack that way, because I went to a nearby beach. I sort of had a small cup of tea there. Not anything huge. I just sat there, watched the waves for some time, and came back. And believe me, it was so refreshing. And in the process, I sort of started jumping over the waves and fell down. But that's a story for another day. So I think these mini recharge packs, it sort of alleviates the feeling of missing out. People are taking vacations abroad, but if you take a vacation in your own city and you sort of go on a sightseeing trip, a long drive, then you're not really missing out. Okay, so that sort of gives you a sense of feeling of satisfaction that, okay, I did something for myself, I did something for the family. Let it out and smile. Now, when I say let it out, a lot of people think that, when you cry in some situation, that's a sign of weakness, but it's not. Never bottle up your tears. If you want to cry, you can shut yourself in a room if you want to and let it out. If you want to shout, you want to scream, you want to cry, please do so, because it gives you strength, it gives you perspective. And an easy hack, when I used to be very little, what I used to do, I used to go with my tear-filled eyes and red face, and I used to go to the mirror, okay? And I used to sort of laugh at how I looked, okay, when I'm crying. It's like, really, my nose is crunched up and everything. And then it sort of, it helped me when I used to talk in that state. Soliloquies, monologues, go mirror on the wall, give yourself a pep talk, drag yourself back to normal and smile. Let it out and smile. Center and write. Okay. How do you center yourself? Listen to some calming music. Okay. Shut out the noise in your head for some time. Listen to some calming music and write whatever is coming to your mind in a journal, in a diary, or you can type it out. Okay. Rants, unfulfilled wishes, desires, how you want to see yourself, write it all down. In fact, some of my best short stories and poems, and even this book, Slaying the Blues, have come out of free writing exercises like this. So when you center and write, a lot of creative thoughts come to your mind. And it helps you let go, okay, of all the negativity. And of course, meditation, this is something that you're well aware of. I don't need to tell yourself. Meditation, effective meditation when done properly, helps reduce the level of brain chatter in your head. Okay, so there's a lot of thoughts tumbling around here and there. So if you focus on your breathing, and there are so many techniques, you can see apps, you can see YouTube videos, or you can associate yourself with certain groups who do a lot of guided meditation exercises. So you can do effective meditation, and you can really bring that peace into your life. So this is something that you're well aware of. Just a reminder. Start making good stuff happen. Hack thread 2. Connect to people. When I feel depressed, I start making people around me feel good. Pass on some chocolates at work, pass on some cookies, ask a co-worker for a cup of tea. Okay, connect to their journeys, their perspectives. Maybe you'll start seeing things in a fresh way. Declutter your virtual space. Okay, WhatsApp forwards. Okay, and please unsubscribe to all those promotional spam mails. We often forget to do that. Okay, but please do unsubscribe, because you have that option to all promotional spam mails that cluttering up your e-space. Then categorize into neat folders by date and time. All those pictures and videos, you don't want to lose them because your phone sort of exploded, or maybe you didn't have a backup. So don't do that. Declutter your virtual space and also your actual space. Sort out your old laundry. Take out time to resell or recycle your waste, something that you would throw away, but you can declutter it that way in a productive way. Practice conscious kindness. Okay, reach out to people. Okay, and throughout the day, do one kind thing for someone. You can talk to people who serve you in some way, whether it be a driver or your maid or your security guard. Ask how they are doing. Get some books for their kids. During festivals, buy them sweets. Talk to them about their problems. Are they doing? Our mental health is important, but has anyone asked them about their mental health? What are we doing for them? Also, even random acts of kindness, offer someone water, or give up your seat in a bus for someone who really needs it. In a case of medical emergency or an accident, be the first to step in. Essentially, this means detach yourself from your own worry bubbles, get that head out of your phone and look around. Okay, so when you practice conscious kindness, it actually helps you as well. It lifts your spirits up. Sanctuaries, it can be a reading space or your own green spot in your balcony. So now many of us are constrained for space. We can have microgreen cultivation, small greens that are actually nutritious for us. So we can develop our own green spot. We can say gardening is very cathartic. You can grow flowers, you can grow microgreens, and essentially put on some good music, have a comfortable couch. And looking at green stuff, looking at blue, looking at green stuff actually helps you build productivity. It helps you calm down. So that is why people advise have a green sanctuary. Reach out. Old friends that you've lost contact with, don't have that ego, why they're not contacting me. Okay, why they're not contacting me. You contact them. Take a step forward, reach out, share a small memory. You don't need to have very long conversations like you used to have before. A small conversation. Maybe write a letter to your old school friend, to if your parents are staying elsewhere, write a letter to them. Write a letter to your high school teacher who touched you in some way, and inspired you in some way. So something like that, to reach out to your past. Go back to your old albums, see who all were there during your childhood, your elderly aunts, relatives, all those who were around you. Talk to their families. Maybe you have lost touch. So that can be really useful when you think that there's no one around. There are actually a lot of people around if you actually decide to go out and connect. Easy self-love. Self-love is not narcissism. It's not being selfish. If you're not in a positive mental and physical strength, then you'll become jaded, you'll become irritable, and you'll start snapping at people. You'll have this pressure cookers kind of situation where you cannot handle stuff and you cannot handle people around you who actually need you. So the first hack is instant freshness. And this is going to be very weird, but extremely useful. Okay. Just a minute. So this is going to be extremely useful. Take some facial wipes. Okay. Midday, just wipe your face a little, take off the sweat and grime, rearrange your hair, tell yourself in the mirror that you're doing good, that you can go through the rest of the day, and that you're beautiful and you're holding yourself up and you need to be strong. That really, adds a zing to your day. It sort of boosts up your entire day. Similarly, love your body. Okay, love your body. Give yourself oil massages. Take care of your body in small ways, and love it for all its imperfections, because this shell of your body has supported your soul for so long, and it is going to take you forward. So if you don't love your body, people won't appreciate you either, because you're not feeling good from inside. DIY self-care. Go back to your grandmom's recipes. Go to your kitchen. There are plenty of homemade recipes that you can try for yourself, even without the face masks and creams. You can do it all yourself. Important of all, self-dating. You don't need people to accompany you for a movie or a chocolate or a chocolate date or a coffee date or a movie date. You can take yourself out on dates. Go to restaurants alone. Go to movies alone. Enjoy. Okay, just chill out and enjoy. You're rewarding yourself. Similarly, reward yourself for these achievements. Take power naps. Place yourself in a distraction-free zone, and it really helps. When you have this sense of achievement that I did something to reward myself. My day went right and I'm rewarding myself. So this is like a composite of what I conducted a survey and what people did to get through the day with self-love. So this is a composite of everything. Social media blues. I think you don't need much of this. Just ruffle it up when you're feeling bored with social media. Ruffle it up, organize free shout outs, do something for free, organize webinars, workshops. If you feel overwhelmed, take a step back, detox, forget the perfection in your post. Just post if you want to, post if you don't want to. Just take the pressure of perfection and filter your post. Follow correct hashtags. Ensure that you don't have negativity in your feed. And creativity, just give yourself some creative projects, handicrafts, products, games, apps, poems, stories. Sing away those blues. Get onto apps like Star Makers, Mule. Okay, my mother does that and she's very happy these days because she's singing quite a lot. You can dance and chill. You don't need to be a dancer. My grandmother, 60-year-old grandmother, used to do that. Just put on some music and groove to it. Instantly fix for your mood. Make some noise. Go on podcasts, speak, make some instructional videos, make your identity in the virtual space, ruffle up your life, make it interesting. Dealing with crap. The first is very useful and very weird. Club the crap. If you're having an extremely crappy day, nothing is going right, club all the crap that you can find. Okay, grind some spices, reorganize your closet, find some desk space, finish off that boring shopping list, club all the crap into a single day or 2 days, and then convince yourself the next week is going to be excellent, all in time for exciting events because I've finished a lot of crap today and tomorrow. Okay, so groove to music, just gnash your teeth, get on with it. Escape toxicity. When you're not at your best, please escape from all toxic situations where people are discussing sensitive topics. Don't contribute your advice, your opinion in situations where you are not at your best or are not thinking properly. Okay, so escape toxicity that way. Sometimes it is not necessary to reply immediately to every discussion. End your crappy days the right way. Get a crap day chill kit. Wear your most comfortable clothes. Okay, get some books, blogs, watch your cartoon shows, get those old videos out, end them the right way so that your grumpy mood does not spill over to the next day. So I am going to conclude here. And reading and listening. in my book, Slaying the Blues, there are a lot of recommendations of blogs, podcasts, fiction books, non-fiction. Okay, so a lot of recommendations with links are there, clickable links, which you can just go. It's free on Kindle Unlimited, and maybe if someone is interested, I can also give some free copies out today. Okay, so just go and read Slaying the Blues. There are a lot of recommendations there where you can find blogs and podcasts that have really made a difference in people's lives. So parting shots here. This is a poem that I wrote. Today was bad. Today I cried. I am fine. I still lied. I was tired, nearly gave up, but I fought. Now today is over. I am not. Okay. So every bad day comes to an end, but nothing can end you. And it is important to keep going. Few failures, stray remarks, negativity, that doesn't define you, but your capabilities do. Tune out the self-doubt, tune out the noise, breathe in, breathe out. You've got this, and we've got you. So celebrate a new you with self-care. Sparkle up on your nastiest days and start slashing away those blues. Thank you, everyone. And this has been a really good session. I am so happy that all of you joined me for this. And I'm so happy that I got to talk to you guys.
Thank you so much, Chitra. It was an awesome keynote by you. It was like really, there was so much of learning, and you talked of all the practicality which we should actually follow and which we are not following actually. We get so conscious while uploading even a single thing on social media. And especially I love the parting shots. And big round of applause once again for you. So now I would like to invite the audience for questions. So if you have any questions for Chitra, please put forward.
Hi Chitra, I'm Soumit. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, it was a really wonderful session. Okay, my question is that how to be kind to the people who are not kind to you. So let us say we met with an accident, and the accident, it's actually an accident. So it might be our mistake or it might be somebody else's mistake. But how to be when you start being polite or when you start being kind to them, but the opponent or he's not in a position to understand anything. So how to tackle that situation, whether being kind in that situation is helpful or you need to revolt in that situation. So how to be kind to the people who are not kind to you?
Okay, so in our science books, there has been one strategy of hormones, fight or flight. Okay, so in this case, someone, as you said, in an accident, okay, maybe that person is having a tough day too. So if you first start from a place of empathy, you're having a tough day, that person is not being kind to you, maybe that person is also having a crappy day. So you first start from a place of empathy and try to empathize for that person. Start talking politely and try and calm that person down. If he's talking a little more agitatedly, okay, step back a little, talk to him in a comforting tone. If the situation does not improve, excuse yourself and try to come out of that situation, because if the situation aggravates, it will not be conducive for either of you. Okay, so when I talk of being kind, it does not hold true in all situations, particularly in situations of conflict. Even if you are being kind, if that person is not in a good headspace, and if your empathy, if your comforting words are not making a difference, it is better for you to be safe and for your mental health to escape from toxicity. So that was one of the hacks, escape from toxic situations.
Thank you so much, Chitra, for answering it beautifully. And can we have another question? We have 2 minutes to go.
Hi, Chitra. Vignesh here from Chennai. It's all about many Vita aspects in your first April. And now in the current situation, because of the pandemic, we are stuck in the house and not able to go out to whether to play or go to our favorite places like the beach. So what do you tell to people like you told you went out? So what we can do now in this situation where we're not able to go out, enjoy ourselves?
Okay, I'm assuming that you're talking about those mini recharge packs that I told.
Yeah.
Yes. we are not, we cannot go around for sightseeing or something. But you do have balconies, you do have terraces, okay, and you can take walks. What you can do is set up, as I said, self date, or you can date with your family. Okay, you do not need too many people or a crowd there. Put on a put on some good ambient music, set up this table, few chairs, make some good coffee, organize a picnic in the comfort of your own home, decorate it with lights. Okay, and these chairs you can take, and you can have some meals that people, snacks and everything. You can enjoy the breeze. Okay, you can talk about old memories, you can go over old albums. So organize this small picnics in the comfort of your own home. Okay, you can redecorate your space in an innovative manner. Okay, so a balcony is one idea where I think you can have cushions, you can play antakshari, you can play damsharads. So that is something, that is one idea. Or you can say that we cannot go to restaurants, but what if we have an idea of setting up a restaurant type outing in the comfort of your own home. Print out a menu, okay? Soup, main course, starter, dessert, give it to your family members. Today's menu is this, we are all going to go. Dress up, go to your family table. That gives it a really good vibe that we are going, and we are having food at a restaurant. So convert your own space into something interesting for people to experience. So these are something, mini recharge packs that you can do in the comfort of your own home with your family members.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chitra. I hope your idea shall be implemented by all of us listening. Okay, guys, so now it's time for the book review session. It will be done by Nisha, and she'll be reviewing the book Chinatown Days, authored by Rita Chaudhary, who is an Indian poet, novelist, and she's also the recipient for her own work in Assamese literature. So please welcome Nisha with a loud round of applause.
Thank you, Jasprit. A very good evening to all present here. So today I'm here to review this book, Chinatown Days. You see, fiction is based on real stories of real people, but it has the ability to take you away from those realities and offer you solace somehow. So that's what I believe in ardently, and I pick up a fiction every time I pick up a book. So here I am today with Rita Chaudhary's Chinatown Days. It's translated from the Assamese book Makam, which had earned her great recognition not only in India but also abroad. So this is a story based on a tragedy of epic proportion that had been dusted under the carpets by politicians and bureaucrats, and which could see the light of the day only because of her untiring efforts. This story unfolds in China 150 years ago, and spanning a timeline of around more than a century, enters Makam, a nondescript village in Assam, in the north, which is in the northeast part of India. Most people in the rest of the world, I don't think, have ever heard of the town called Makam. Not only in the world, I think maybe in India also, many people haven't heard about Makam. So it is a small town in near Dibrugarh, is a tea town. From here, the story takes unprecedented twists and turns and ends up in some of the most developed parts of the world today. Rita Chaudhary is a lecturer of political science in an eminent college of Assam, and she portrays the heart-wrenching and gut-churning story of the poverty-stricken Chinese laborers 150 years ago, and who were brought under deplorable conditions to this part of the world, to Assam, and they worked as tea garden laborers, the newly established tea garden laborers, and they had to make a life for themselves. And over the years, they had reconciled to their fate, and they became assimilated with the greater Assamese society, and they grafted strong friendship and entered into relationship, intermarriages, and economic exchanges, and became Assamese themselves. But here comes the twist. During the Chinese aggression of 1961, these very people who had become a part of the soil through their hard labor and who had helped form a strong economic foundation for this new country, new developing country, India, by sweating and transforming this nascent tea industry into a flourishing one. They were reminded of their painful past. It was long forgotten, but they were again reminded of the painful past when the Indian government proclaimed them as Chinese spies. And they had to be, and they were just uprooted from their lives which they had created here. From their families were broken up, it was shattered, and then they were again thrown back. Their properties were confiscated, and they were again thrown back to that very place from where they were brought. They were thrown back to China. And here in China, instead of welcoming their own people with open hearts, they were thwarted and were viewed with suspicion. They were thought of as Indian spies over in China. In India, they were thought of as Chinese spies, and in China, they were thought of as Indian spies. And they became a people without home and without any identities. But they were a hardened lot, and they had become resilient by facing their adversities. So they started rebuilding their lives. So this book brings out this shameful past, or part of the past, and the acknowledgement. And by this book, Rita Chaudhary has managed to acknowledge the injustice meted out to the Chinese community of Assam, and she has begun the process of making amends towards this multitude of people. So it's a very fantastic book, I think. It will tell you a part of a painful history, which needs to be known to by all the people of India, I suppose. So I would very definitely recommend this book to all the readers out there. Thank you. And over to you, Jaspreet.
Thank you so much, Nisha. I'm sure all of us would be looking forward to read the book. Round of applause for Nisha. So guys, now moving on to one of my best parts of the meet, which is the audience participation round. So quickly nominate yourselves and I shall be choosing you one by one. So who would like to go first?
I can go first, Jaspreet.
Sure. Okay. So Abu, the question for you is, if you're feeling stressed, which book would you like to read?
Thank you so much, Jaspreet. That's such a lovely question. If I'm feeling stressed, which book I would like to read? So one of the books that I like to read, and this is called The Slight Edge. The Slight Edge book, the reason why I am talking about this book is because it talks about something so simple, so easy. It says that there are people who have got good relationship, they have got good money, they have got good everything. And there are some people who have got bad relationship and bad everything. What is the difference? Why is it that one set of people, they are happy-go-lucky, and one set of people, they are always stressed out? The only thing which differentiates these two people is simple things. Now, I'm sure you would feel simple things. Yes, they are easy things that anybody can do. Now, the most immediate question is, when it is an easy thing that anybody can do, why is it that others are not doing it? While it is easy thing to do, it is also very easy not to do. For instance, workout. 30 minutes of workout is no rocket science for anybody. It is easy to do, and it is also very easy not to do. But over a period of time, if we neglect that easy part that we don't do, that comes up and brings us struggle. So when you are getting stressed, for me, it's very important. A stitch in time saves time. It's an easy thing. You have, you have an argument with someone, go ahead, call, get it sorted. You're not feeling healthy, work out. So for everything, there are easy things. And if I don't do these easy things, I'll be further stressed out. Over to you, Jaspreet.
Thank you so much, Abu, for answering it so well. So we have Amit next. Amit, are you ready? Okay,
Yes,
so the
great.
question for you is very much related to the current scenario we are facing. We actually need to laugh out loud, which is missing these days. So if you want to laugh out loud, which book would you read?
If I want to laugh out loud, then which book I should read? So certainly there is a book, Don't Jump to Conclusion. So that is a book that is a nostalgic experience when we read this book, because this book has a multiple story, corporate story, and in that book, once you start reading that book, then you glue with that book. You stick with that book, and you are not going to leave that book until you complete one story. And in this book, you will experience multiple corporate experiences where that you can resonate or relate with yourself, and you find that, oh, this type of things happening in the corporate world. Oh, this is happening with myself as well. So due to that, I think that this is the book. If I have to loud and I have to also think in depth, then I go for this book and I read this book. So that is Don't Jump to the Conclusion. Thank you,
Okay, thank you so
Jaspreet.
much, Amit. So next we have Somit. Are you ready for your question, Somit?
Yes, born ready.
Okay, so which book is your all-time mood lifter and why? All-time
Okay.
mood lifter, yeah.
Actually, I'm basically a non-fiction reader, but the mood lifter is, there's this book called Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. I think most of you are familiar with the Trevor Noah. He's on late shows, and this Born a Crime is, it's a humorous book. Whenever you pick any chapter and you read, that book is like very humorous. He shares about his stories from South Africa, how his childhood, from his childhood to how he became successful. The book is so humorous that he mentioned when his mother was shot, he mentioned, like, he narrated it in a so funny way that you won't feel that his mother is in pain, or the situation is so the sad. So I highly recommend to everybody read this book called Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, and I'm absolutely telling you, you will laugh out loud, like, totally. So that's it. Thank you, Jaspreet.
Thank you, Somit, and I'm really fortunate. I have read the book, and it's really very apt to make you laugh. Okay, so next we have Vignesh. Vignesh,
Yeah, you can go ahead.
yeah. So has a book ever changed your life? If so, how? Changing book.
Well, yeah, I would say that the epics books have changed my life. What can be greater than the two epics that we have in our country, and Ramayana Mahabharata story? Oh, that itself has taught me a lot of values and how to lead our life, how to feel the pressures in our life, and how to be with our family, the value that we need to have in our life, in our future, how to be with our brothers, how to manage everyone in the family, how to talk to everyone, and it has taught a lot of values, like how we can be cool in the present situation, and how to solve every problems that comes in our way, and how to have a solution of each and every problem, and also learned a lot through Lord Krishna has given spoken a lot of things in Mahabharata, and he's given a lot of values that we won't forget in lives, and we remember it forever, like be honest and treat everyone with respect, be friendly to everyone, and so that there are so many life lessons that we have learned through these epics, and that's what say that it's changed my life, and so go on to be the life changing forever. Those two books can't forget, and those are the two books that that has changed my life and brought in a lot of personality development. It will inspire you to become a better human being in the future, and also lead a happy life in the future. So those two books are the best things that have inspired my life.
Thank you, Vignesh, for answering it so well. So moving on, we have next Geeta. Okay. So Geeta ma'am, I put forward to you a situation. If you get an opportunity to meet an author who is dead, which author would you meet and why?
Oh my God. Okay. I would love to meet Shakespeare. Shakespeare, I've been very fond of his books. The language the Shakespearean language, I really adore that language. I would really be, it would be, and he had written, he was a versatile writer. He has written tragedies, he has written comedies. I would love to know how did he manage to write variety? Because we find people these days, they write on one subject, they go with one genre. They either go for tragedies or comedies, or they write about life skills. But he wrote about so many various variety of things, and I would really, it would be an opportunity. It would be really wonderful meeting him and talking to him about all the kinds of books that he had written, the language, and how, though it's not very easy to understand. The Shakespearean language is not very easy to understand, but once you start reading his books, it automatically gets into you and you start adoring it. With that, I end here. Thank you. Over to you.
Wow, thank you so much for answering it so beautifully. He's my personal favorite as well. So even I have got a chance to read his As You Like It and Julius Caesar as a part of my course books. Okay, so next we have Nisha. Yeah. Okay. So Nisha, there's a question for you. Have you ever had a crush on a book character? If so, who?
Absolutely. Not one, so many actually. But one of the most, my most favorite character, which I'm absolutely in love with, is Red Butler from, Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. So he's so charismatic, and he means he's handsome, he's charismatic, and he has all the characters which I would look for in my romantic partner. So definitely I would love to go, if I have fallen in love with that, and I read Gone with the Wind over and over again, partly because of Red Butler, and partly because of mainly because of Scarlet, but partly because of Red Butler. I'm totally in love with Red Butler. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nisha. Gagan, can we go next? Okay.
So I have read only 2 books till now.
Okay, then listen to the question. Have you ever met a famous author face to face? If so, who was it?
Okay, so this is my first time I have listened to an author in last 1 hour, Chitra ji. And it was an amazing talk. I found it very, very interesting, and I loved the energy. And the whole 30 minutes was a like good time, good way of ending Tuesday. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. So I would like to meet more authors in my life. This is what I have decided. Thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you, Gagan, and I really appreciate your presence of mind. Okay, so we have one last question for Gaurav. Gaurav, may I?
Yes.
Okay. So are you good at guessing plot twists?
No, not at all. Seriously, recently I got one of our club is there where writing sessions usually happens. So over there, we are shown pictures, and on the basis of that, we have to perform some activities. So over there, almost 90% of people were there who were able to guess that plot, whatever it was there. It was only it was only me who was not able to guess that. So I'm seriously bad at that, and I won't be able to do that.
Thank you for answering it really honestly and humorously at the same time. So the time for the question audience participation round is almost done. Now it's time to invite Sonika, the tech master, to launch the poll for audience participation round. So can we have the poll, Sonika?
Yeah, just give me a minute.
Sure.
Abu, can you recite the name of the people who participated?
Yes, absolutely, I can do that. It's Abu, Amit,
Yeah.
Somit,
Yeah,
Vignesh,
yeah,
Geeta,
yeah.
Nisha,
Yes.
Gagan, and Gaurav.
Thank you.
Sonika is doing this on purpose to create that suspense.
Yeah. So I'm launching the poll. Please vote, people. Three people left to vote. Two people left to vote. Only one left to vote. Okay, I'm ending the poll. Okay, you can start, Jaspreet.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sonika. Now it's time to actually hand over the virtual stage to our keynote speaker for the day. So let's welcome Chitra once again.
Hey everyone. So thank you for joining us on this enlightening session, and I'm sure you must be having some fresh perspectives about how to handle your blue days. But a final parting shot, learn to identify when your blues are turning into black. Okay, don't wait that long. When you feel that you're nearing the end of the road, because tolerance thresholds are different for each individual, you need to identify when you cannot deal with constant bouts of anxiety and depression, no matter what you do. When that happens, all these hacks are fine for blue days. But when you're nearing the end of the road, and when people try and tell you stay strong, don't listen to that advice. Go and seek professional help immediately. There's nothing to be shy or ashamed of seeking help to be a better version of yourself, to continue to live and to fight. So when that happens, please seek therapeutic interventions. And I'm sure all of us are fighters, we are survivors, and we'll surely grow wings, soar high, and be beautiful versions of ourselves. So that is the essence of today's session. And I'm going to take a bit of time to introduce our next keynote session, next keynote speaker for the next session, who is Jatin Agarwal. Jatin Agarwal is a professional graphic designer, and he's been working in this industry for a very long time. He has worked with multiple brands in He has worked with multiple brands in multiple domains. These days, he's transitioning into UX designing. To make his day, he usually does workouts and he loves swimming. So we are all waiting for his keynote session next time. So looking forward to this, Jatin.
Wow, thank you so much, Chitra, for this warm welcome. I mean, it's like I'm feeling myself in a very vulnerable spot like right now. But guys, I request all of you, please have a round of applause for Chitra, like for this amazing session. Like I'm truly it was truly amazing, because you talked about those topics where like when we talk about our parents, like these kind of issues, they say like it will be solved, like just go have some sleep. But we all ourselves, like in our mind, like these are very sensitive, and you talked about like these kind of issues. So thank you so much. And people, like for next week, we are not going to have a beautiful speaker like Chitra or a Guruji from Sacred Games who will solve our issues, but the next speaker will be awesome, because we're not going to have these kind of talks. It will be a debate session, and I'm going to be the moderator of that debate session. So pull up your debater string, pull up your debater bone, and get excited. What are you waiting for? That's it.
Wow, thank you so much, Jatin. We are really excited now. Thank you for creating the excitement. And yes, the session was truly amazing, as Jatin said. And thanks to Chitra for being so amazing, for bringing something very, very important. And the best part was that I got to know, in fact, we all got to know that how easy it is to slay our blues. Yes, we can do this by just performing small activities in our daily lives. So we were not aware about it. Although we were doing it maybe unconsciously, but we were not aware about it, that it is giving us that happiness, and it is helping us in slaying our blues, the tough times. So thank you so much for reminding that to all of us, to your amazing session. We have a round of applause again for Chitra.
Thank you so
much. She really deserves that, right? Thank you so much, Chitra. And thanks to Jaspreet for handling the whole session so smoothly and so beautifully with the full energy. Thank you so much, Jaspreet. You did a great job today. And thank you, Jatin, for the PR work. And yeah, I can't miss me this time for being the timer and tech master. And yes, thank you so much, Abu Shada, for always, he's the main moderator and he's the main person who handles everything. We are just helping him. Thank you so much, Abu. Now, I would like to ask anyone, all of you, anyone can raise hand. What is the best part that you like in today's meeting? Anyone who wants to share his or her thought? Okay, as I can see, Gagan joined it for the first time. I would like to ask Gagan, how's the session you attended for the first time? So please share your thoughts.
Okay, what I liked most was Chitra's talk, and like it is, I think it is very different to hear from an author about his or her own book. This is amazing, and this is happening here at my comfort of my home. This is amazing. So I like that the most. And the last part, the audience participation was what you can say is exciting or surprising. I was not expecting this. So it was like a cherry on the top. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gagan, for sharing your thoughts. So it's the time to announce the winner of the audience participation round. So I will not take much time because she's the one who is habitual of winning the audience participation round. We can easily guess her name. She's none other than Geeta ma'am. Congratulations, Geeta. So as you are the winner, I would like you to give us a signature pose so that we can take a good. You're on mute.
I'm holding my mobile in one hand today.
Okay.
Do this.
Yes, she's the winner. So, okay, let me take it. Just give me a few seconds. Not all the people are on camera. I would like them to please come on camera. Yeah. Okay, now I'm taking the selfie. Thank you so much, everyone. It is done. Sorry, my apologies. I'm taking too much time today. Okay, I'm not habitual of performing this Stickmaster's role, but okay, it was my learning. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining and for participating. Let's meet next Tuesday. And we also have a club meeting, South Delhi Toastmasters meeting on every Saturday from 6:30 p.m. onwards. So do find that also. Let's see you next Tuesday, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Have fun.
Hi Sonika, hi Amit.
अच्छा हाय यार मैं टेक मास्टर में गड़बड़ कर रही हूँ
Hi Amit. So I keep hearing this noise. Recording has started. ये क्या आ रहा है?
I don't know ये क्यों आ रहा था मेरे को नहीं पता मैं टेक मास्टर नहीं किया पहले
सही है.
It seems me like
आप बताओ
मैं join
मैम
just
आप बताओ क्यों आ
मैं
रहा
कभी
था
join किया आपने?
क्या?
I think you joined recently. अभी join किया.
8:52. I joined in at 8:52.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to join. I wanted to join the previous one, which was conducted by Ojasya. But I thought कि वो 7 बजे है, ठीक है first. तो मैं 7 बजे join किया. Then I saw कि वो 8 बजे है. But मेरे पास 8 बजे कुछ काम आ गया and it got lost. Same thing happened today also. By the time I could come